Hey, this is Lucas Barfield from the Cannabis Corner, and I wanted to do a quick little video on how cannabis can help with the coronavirus. I also teach a class at Tacoma Community College on the topic of cannabis. I am a member of the Washington State Cannabis Advisory Council, one of the highest councils in the state that governs cannabis, and I'm also a writer and researcher on the topic of cannabis and a medical cannabis grower and processor. So first of all, I want to say that I will not say that cannabis can cure coronavirus or stop it from spreading or anything like that. But I will say from experimentations of my own that cannabis can help with the flu in a lot of different ways, and therefore I believe that it can help with this coronavirus, as they say some of the symptoms are similar, namely cough, pain, trouble sleeping, and all those problems. So here's how cannabis can help. So, first of all, cannabis is antiviral. It has terpenes in there, namely pinene and limonene in some strains, that will fight off viruses. We know this because we use pine sol, which is basically concentrated pinene to clean with. So we know that pinene is a antiviral, and we also know that limonene, which is in lemon, is antibacterial and antiviral as well. So those two terpenes can help with fighting off viruses. So if you are using strains high in those two terpenes, that will help fight off viruses within your body, just in the in your bloodstream and as well as in your mouth and your throat. But it's not going to be a lot, so it's not really something you can rely on to cure you. But they are antiviral and antibacterial. Now, next up would be the ways to use cannabis to treat some of the symptoms of coronavirus. So, first of all, let's talk about anti-inflammation. So, THC and CBD are both highly they both are high in anti-inflammation properties, especially THC. Topicals. So we all know when you get a cold or a cough that you can put Vicks on your back, and that will soak into your lungs. That goes through your skin and into your lungs, and it gets that eucalyptus into your lungs and helps loosen up all that phlegm in your lungs there. Well, you can still do that with the flu. And also, if you have cannabis coconut oil or some other kind of topical, you can put that on your back or your chest and on your throat, and it will soak into your skin and help with the inflammation. Now, that is both CBD and THC. And so I would suggest using both of those, but please include THC with that because it is the more highly anti-inflammation molecule out of the two, CBD and THC. There's a lot of misconceptions out there about CBD and that it is the king of anti-inflammation when it comes to cannabis, but actually THC is way more anti-inflammatory, and I would suggest using both if you can. Also, that will help, and so that's one way you can do it is with topicals. Another way is inhaling. Now, the problem with that is, and I have used cannabis with the flu, with the cough. And matter of fact, I just did this early in December. I had a terrible flu. If I did not know better, I would even think I might have the coronavirus because it was so terrible. And I use cannabis throughout. Now, the problem with inhaling it is that it hurts, and and so if you can vape it, it would be way better than inhaling. A bong helped out a lot, being able to inhale. So once I borrowed a bong, and that really helped me. And it is helping your lungs because if you get that THC and those terpenes and everything in on the actually infected area in your lung, because remember, we've talked about this before on my show, the key to cannabis is getting the molecules as close to the affected area as possible. For instance, I have a hurt finger. I slam my finger in a dishwasher. Well, my nail is coming off. Well, I don't treat that by smoking cannabis. I treat that every day by putting cannabis infused coconut oil right on that hurt spot. And I did that with a scar on my forehead, and I do it with all manner of stuff on my skin. And I also do that with internal problems. If I have an internal problem in my stomach or digestive system, I want to get the cannabinoids via coconut oil or other kind of oils directly into that area. And it's the same thing with your lungs. You want to get the cannabinoids and the terpenes in directly on your lungs, and the best way to do that is inhaling. Now, it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to make you cough, but it will help you. There are some studies out there. I was reading the other day a Harvard study, and we all know that cannabis will help with asthma. It helps open up your airways, open up your airways, excuse me. And so we know that cannabis will help open up your airwaves. And so that is the ways that it can help directly with some of the symptoms as far as the coughing in your lungs. So next up would be the fever and pain. Cannabis is a known pain reliever, and you're going to need a lot of it. Back in December when I was treating myself with the flu, and this is something I tell people about the endocannabinoid system, which is the system that THC works on, is that you can really tell that it is there when you have the flu because you can consume massive amount of THC and it not really affect you that much. And this will be the case when you have this virus if you're using THC to help treat it, is you will be able to use lots and lots of THC and you won't feel high because your endocannabinoid system or your system is so out of whack that it's taking so much THC to interact with that. Now, CBD does not interact directly with the endocannabinoid system or as much. So CBD will help things with like serotonin and dopamine releases, which will help pain relief too. So you want to take large amounts of THC. Best thing would be to do is taking this in edible form because it has the most absorption. So I would suggest smoking and eating cannabis at the same time, and that will allow your body. You'll get that immediate relief from the smoking, and then later the edibles will kick in. And so that is something that you can use cannabis for during the flu is pain relief. Now again, I'm not a doctor, but I have treated myself many times with the flu and cannabis, and these are things that have helped me. And then the next thing, and so you can do that with smoking, you can do that with edibles, and you can do that with topicals. A good way to get a quick pain relief with a topical is put it on your neck. It will go right into your bloodstreams, into those veins in your neck, right to your brain, and release. Especially CBD, you have serotonin and dopamine released quickly. If you have a real bad headache, you can massage your temples with cannabis or coconut oil or cannabis infused oil or topicals, and it will help relieve pain. So wherever you're having pain, put those topicals on there. And so pain relief is a big thing that you can use cannabis for. Finally, when you're sick, you're going to want to get a lot of sleep. Cannabis will help with your sleep. If you're having cough and you can't sleep and you're having other issues, cannabis can help with this as far as sleep goes. Now, you will have to take a lot, and you'll have to continue to take a lot. Best thing to do is take it in edible form, because if you're taking it inhaling, like I said, it's going to irritate those lungs. But a bong or vaporizer will help with that. So lots of different forms there to take it. Just remember, sort of the rule of thumb with cannabis. The rule of thumb with cannabis is that you want to get the cannabinoids and terpenes to the affected area. So if you're in your lungs, you want to get it to your lungs. If you're having pain, you want to get it to wherever you're having pain. If you can't sleep, you want to get the cannabis to your brain because that's going to help you sleep. And so basically, you want to take, if you're having the flu, you want to take a full body approach to cannabis. Eating, smoking, vaporizing, inhaling, and topicals all at the same time if you can. Cancer patients do head to toe topicals. So that's the kind of things you want to be doing. It's going to take a lot extras, but it will help. So if you can, now would be a good time to stop on cannabis. Now, finally, and now I can't believe I didn't remember this. Probably one of the best things for cannabis in this situation is mental help. If you're quarantined, if you're stuck inside for a long time, then you can use cannabis to help with your mental isolation problems. It can cheer you up. It can make you feel better. So cannabis can help with your mental state. So please, if you're stocking up on stuff right now, cannabis would be a good thing to stock up on. So this is Lucas Barfield with the Cannabis Corner with the WSLC, Washington Medical Cannabis, or Washington State Cannabis Advisory Council, and Tacoma Community College Cannabis Continuing Ed, sending you out there to help people with cannabis. Spread the word. Cannabis can help. And again, I'm not saying it's going to cure the flu or the coronavirus. I'm not going to say it's going to stop the spread. It will help with the symptoms. And if you can get more sleep, and you can have less pain, that's going to help you heal up better. So have a good day.